Welcome back, history enthusiasts, to another exciting episode of Historic Sites. In today's episode, we're heading to the Pacific Northwest of the United States to discover the secrets of Fort Vancouver National Historic Site. So, grab your virtual passport and let's begin our adventure. Located in Vancouver, Washington, Fort Vancouver National Historic Site is a place where history comes alive. This site holds a significant place in the history of the Pacific Northwest, serving as a fur trading post, a military fort, and a hub for cultural exchange. The story of Fort Vancouver begins in the early 19th century when the British Hudson's Bay Company established a fur trading post in the area. The fort quickly became a central hub for the fur trade, attracting trappers, traders, and indigenous peoples from all over the region. One of the most fascinating aspects of Fort Vancouver is its multicultural environment. The fort was a melting pot of different cultures, with people from various backgrounds living and working together. This unique blend of Native Americans, Europeans, Hawaiians, and others created a vibrant community that shaped the history of the region. As we explore the fort, you'll notice the distinctive architecture of the buildings. The reconstructed structures give us a glimpse into what life was like during the fur trading era. The Chief Factor's house, the kitchen, and the counting house are just a few examples of the buildings that have been faithfully recreated. One of the most iconic features of Fort Vancouver is the stockade, a wooden palisade that surrounded the fort for protection. The stockade was an essential defense mechanism during the fort's military period, which began in the 1840s. During this time, Fort Vancouver served as a military post for the United States Army. The fort played a crucial role in the settlement of the Oregon Territory and the Pacific Northwest. It provided a base for expeditions, protected settlers from Native American attacks, and served as a supply depot for military operations. Now let's dive into some little-known facts and myths about Fort Vancouver. Did you know that the fort was once home to the largest apple orchard in the Pacific Northwest? The Hudson's Bay Company planted over 700 apple trees, which produced a variety of apples, including the famous Fort Vancouver apple. Another interesting fact is that Fort Vancouver was a center for scientific exploration. The fort's chief factor, Dr. John McLaughlin, was a renowned botanist and encouraged the study of natural history. Many expeditions were launched from Fort Vancouver to explore the surrounding areas and collect scientific specimens. Now let's move on to some myths and legends associated with Fort Vancouver. One popular myth is that the fort is haunted by the ghost of a Scottish bagpiper. This haunting legend adds a mysterious and eerie element to the already rich historical background of Fort Vancouver. The story goes that during a tumultuous battle, a brave Scottish bagpiper was tragically killed within the fort's boundaries. The specifics of the battle may vary depending on the retelling, but the essence remains the same. A valiant piper met his untimely demise. According to local lore, the ghostly bagpiper can still be heard playing his hauntingly beautiful melodies on certain nights around Fort Vancouver. Witnesses claim to have heard the faint sounds echoing through the halls and corridors, drifting on the breeze, or even resonating from distant corners of the fort. It is said that these spectral bagpipe tunes serve as a reminder of the piper's determination, bravery, and loyalty, even in the afterlife. The origins of this myth may stem from a mix of folklore, historical events, and the imagination of storytellers. Fort Vancouver, a former fur trading post and military stronghold, witnessed significant clashes, including battles during the War of 1812 and conflicts with Native American tribes in the Pacific Northwest. The combination of these real-life events and the atmospheric nature of Fort Vancouver could easily serve as fertile ground for the creation of ghostly tales. Whether this ghostly bagpiper is simply a figment of the collective imagination or holds a supernatural presence, the legend adds an element of intrigue and mystique to the already captivating history of Fort Vancouver. Visitors and locals alike may find themselves drawn to the fort, especially on those certain nights, in anticipation of catching a fleeting glimpse or hearing the ethereal strains of the bagpipes. The legend of the Scottish bagpiper ghost serves as a reminder of the fort's storied past, connecting the present day with the mysteries of the past. This myth also underscores the power that legends and stories hold in shaping our perception and understanding of historical sites. Folklore and tales passed down through generations have the ability to bring history to life, infusing it with a sense of enchantment and wonder. While the legend of the bagpiper ghost may not have any concrete evidence to support it, It contributes to the captivating aura and atmosphere that surrounds Fort Vancouver, capturing the imagination and contributing to the fort's enduring legacy. As we conclude our journey through Fort Vancouver National Historic Site, we can't help but marvel at the rich history and cultural significance of this place. From its humble beginnings as a fur trading post to its role as a military fort, Fort Vancouver has witnessed the unfolding of the Pacific Northwest's history. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Historic Sites if you learned anything today. Until next time, stay curious, my friends.